Coming up today on News Valdosta, the FBI gets involved in a case that happened almost a year ago.
And thrift shopping turns dangerous in Tifton.
Chris Jones will tell us about this week's weather, and Xavier Hall will have a look at the latest sports. News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. The FBI is now investigating a December bank robbery in Valdosta. I'm Sarah Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Salone. On December 20th, two heavily armed men robbed the Bank of America at the corner of Gornto and Baytree Roads. Federal officials have released surveillance pictures that were taken during the incident. The robbers escaped in a blue Jeep Grand Cherokee with an undetermined amount of money. The car was later found abandoned near the Grove apartment complex. A third party may be involved as the getaway driver. Police urge anyone with information to contact them immediately.
Police are investigating the robbery of a local convenience store. The owner of Lee Minnie's Mart reported that a man in a black t-shirt struck him in the face after the man jumped over the counter and stole $250 from the cash register. The robber then fled on foot and is described as a black male between the ages of 25 and 30 years old. Police say that he has short hair and a beard. Reports say that the store owner suffered from a cut on his forehead, but he declined medical assistance.
A clerk at a Tifton thrift shop shot and possibly killed a man who attempted to rob the store Thursday night. Tift County Police and the Georgia Bureau of Investigators are investigating the 35-year-old's death. The owner of the Funny Fruit thrift store shot the suspect, Benny Hill, tried to rob the clerk at gunpoint around 8 o'clock that night. The would-be robber allegedly confronted the clerk near the back of the store and demanded money. Police say the clerk pulled a handgun and shot the suspect several times. The suspect reportedly fled the store with an unknown amount of money and was involved in a car wreck a few blocks away. The man was transferred to Tift Regional Hospital, where he soon died. Officials believe Hill's death is related to the shotgun wounds, but an autopsy has been requested. Investigators say that it's unlikely that the clerk will face any charges.
A Thomasville man has been arrested and charged with making terroristic threats and acts. 35-year-old Jason Malone is a sergeant in the National Guard. He worked as a National Guard recruiter and recently received word that he was being discharged. Malone allegedly harassed and threatened fellow guardsman Jonathan Lachey of Lee County. Lachey told police that Malone had said that he was going to blow up buildings. Investigators say they found Malone several blocks away from Lachey's apartment, but did not find any explosives or weapons.
Albany police think they finally solved a brutal assault case. One teenager has been charged and charges are pending against another teen in the beating of a 68-year-old Albany man in August. 19-year-old Andrew Jamal Gatson is charged with assault, aggravated battery, robbery, possession of a tool during the commission of a crime, and probation violation. Police say Raymond Tilley was beaten on the morning of August the 12th around 4:30 as he prepared to open Dinner Bell Catering. Officers did not say when the other teenager might be arrested.
The Moody Air Force Base Library may be closing due to budget cuts. The Air Combat Command cut the funding to maintain the library for its fiscal year 2014, effective as of September 30th. A sign posted on the library's wall and website say the library will undergo reconstructing. At this time, patrons are not allowed to check out books or other material, and all items that have been checked out must be returned immediately.
Moultrie Technical College is one of two community colleges in Georgia to receive a major grant. The Technical College has been awarded $3 million to expand partnerships with local employers. The purpose of the grants are to help train students with the skill sets that local employers need. Central Georgia Technical College received the other grant.
Two people have been arrested in connection with recent car break-ins. Valdosta police say they spotted two males walking through people's yards around 2 o'clock Thursday morning. When the men were searched, police say they found a Garmin GPS unit, a cellular phone, and a drug-related object. All of the items had been reported stolen.
Up next on News Valdosta, we'll tell you why Georgia has such high incarceration rates.
Chris Jones will give us a look at upcoming weather, and Xavier Hall will tell us about this week in sports. All that and more when we come back. Stay with us.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Valdosta State University.
Quality academics.
Caring faculty mentors.
A beautiful campus.
Opportunities for involvement, leadership, and service.
Championship athletics, spirit and pride.
Discover your opportunities.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Valdosta High School student Tavis Williams has been charged with arson and disruption of public school. Valdosta police and firefighters responded to a fire at Valdosta High School on Thursday morning around 10. The fire started in the restrooms, damaging only a single stall before school personnel extinguished the flames. Authorities say no one was injured.
The advocacy group In the Public Interest has revealed one reason why Georgia has high prison incarceration rates. According to the group, both Georgia and Florida signed a contract with private prisons throughout the states guaranteeing that at least 90% of the beds would always be full. If the states don't meet the 90% quota, the states are required to pay a penalty. The advocacy group reports Georgia has 4 private prisons that the state has pledged to keep 90% full. That includes one in Coffee County.
An Albany man has died following an ATV accident. 58-year-old Paul Robertson Jr. was thrown off of the ATV. He remained in the hospital on life support for almost a week. According to his family, Robertson died shortly after being taken off of life support on Saturday. They say Robertson had been repairing the brakes on the ATV and that the accident happened when he took the vehicle on a test drive.
Are the problems with Willacoochee Water Treatment Plant finally under control? Valdosta citizens have been upset by the frequent plant spills. They say that the city has failed to maintain and operate its sewage system correctly. Taylor Kelly is with us to discuss the short-term projects that are underway in the building of a new treatment plant.
With the Willacoochee wastewater treatment plant's frequent problems, the City of Valdosta Utilities Department has been working hard to address the issues. Over $2.5 million in short-term solutions are currently underway.
All the main lines for the Willacoochee will be redone, actually taken out of the low-lying areas and put in a force main, which is going to pump it to the Willacoochee wastewater treatment plant, where it's a new system, it's a new plant, it's not a 30-year-old plant, and so the process will be a lot more efficient, and we have significantly lowered the chance of any permanent violations.
Many citizens throughout the Valdosta area have been affected by the wastewater treatment plant spills, especially those residing in the Meadowbrook area.
Actually, the rising water came up to my backyard during the flood when the water treatment plant spilled over. Everybody then got very concerned because we didn't know if our land was going to be okay after the water went back down, and if our health would be endangered.
Along with citizens in their homes, local businesses have also been greatly affected by the wastewater treatment plant spills. Officials are hopeful that these short-term projects will provide relief from any further permit violations.
With the short-term projects currently underway, the new wastewater treatment plant is scheduled to open November 2015. With News Valdosta, I'm Taylor Kelly.
17 people escaped a house fire early Friday morning. The boarding house had people ages 2 to 68 at the time the fire broke out. Investigators say the fire originated in a front bedroom after an electrical short. Firefighters urge residents to make sure combustibles are not too close to ignition sources. The Red Cross is putting the family who owns the boarding house in a hotel for a week.
The state of Georgia has partnered with an autism research center to improve early detection and diagnosis of the disorder. State and contract employees in Georgia are being trained to work with daycare operators and pre-K providers to detect early symptoms and warning signs. Symptoms can be identified in kids as young as 2 years old. Research shows that 1 in 88 children in the U.S. has some form of autism. Coming up on News Valdosta, we'll give you some tips on being prepared in a case a disaster ever strikes.
And when we come back, Chris Jones will take a look at our upcoming weather. News Valdosta will be right back.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give. Advocate.
Volunteer. Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Valdosta State University, encouraging
in-depth inquiry,
hands-on experience,
service and involvement,
and a global view,
while offering
a beautiful residential campus,
over 100 fields of study,
graduate and online degrees,
and championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Peanut farmers are keeping a close eye on the weather.
The heavy rains we've been having could damage some already waterlogged fields, and that can also delay harvesting. Some fields are submerged in water and conditions may be getting worse. Farmers are hoping to harvest around 2 million tons of peanuts this season, but that number may drop if the rain rises. Last year, the U.S. peanut industry produced a record high crop of 3 million tons.
This month is National Preparedness Month, and our local emergency management agency wants you to be informed and ready. News Valdosta reporter Camille Ralston has this report.
September is National Preparedness Month, sponsored by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. This month, the EMA will focus on how to educate the public on preparing for emergencies such as natural disasters, mass casualties, biological and chemical threats, radiation emergencies, and terrorist attacks.
This September marks the 13th annual National Preparedness Month, and our Lowndes County EMA is encouraging the community to be informed, get involved, and make a plan.
Lowndes County Emergency Management, we're kind of a coordinating agency, so we coordinate a lot of different resources that are available. And it really depends on what type of disaster we have. Obviously, we provide, we try and get out in the community and do presentations and help local businesses and individuals develop their emergency plans. The different things that we encourage people to put in their emergency supply kits: food, water. Also important, if you have canned goods as part of your food supply, you want to make sure you've got a can opener, medicine, and of course we always encourage you, if you have pets, don't forget the pets too, making sure you've got enough, got some extra pet food and enough water for the pets as well.
Mr. Ty also says that members of the community can sign up for Code Red and the Weather Warning Service to receive free alerts about severe weather and other local emergencies.
For more information about how to be prepared, you can contact our Lowndes County Emergency Management Agency or visit www.ready.gov. With News Valdosta, I'm Camille Ralston.
Those were really some great tips.
Now, weatherman Chris Jones is here to tell us about this week's forecast. Chris?
Thanks. Today has been a warm one with a high around 81 degrees, but due to that rainy weather, it is several degrees cooler than the average temperature for today, which is 86 degrees. Expect those warm temperatures to continue tonight with a low reaching 67 degrees. Low barometric pressure and moist air will still dominate the region, so be prepared for some possible precipitation tonight. The chance of rain will be at 30%. Tomorrow, keep that umbrella handy again as that moist air remains in South Georgia, which keeps the chance of rain around 40%. Expect a high around 86 and a low of 69 with a 40% chance of rain. Despite the cloud cover, the UV index is still high at a 7. Take necessary precautions to avoid skin damage. The pollen index is at a medium at 7.2. The predominant pollens are ragweed and chenopod's. That's all for your weather. Back to you ladies at the news desk.
Thanks, Chris. And now we will take a look with Xavier Hall, who has the sports.
So stay with us.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
What will you find at Valdosta State University?
Challenging academics.
Innovative hands-on experience. Over 100 fields of study.
Engagement in a vibrant community.
Caring mentors and friends. Service and leadership opportunities.
Championship athletics.
The full university experience.
At Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. Fans of the Valdosta Wildcats can travel to watch them play the Camden Wildcats on September the 27th. The Valdosta Touchdown Club is sponsoring a fan bus to Camden County Friday. The cost is $35 per person, plus $8 for the ticket to the game.
This week, both Lowndes County and Valdosta City Schools celebrated homecoming. Let's go to Xavier Hall now for more. Xavier?
Thanks, Sarah. Another action-packed episode of football occurred last weekend as all three of our favorite football teams faced off at home. The Valwood Valiants faced off against the Georgia Christian Generals and dominated with a devastating 34-6 victory. The Generals were rushed out from the start, with the Valiants pulling 96 rushing yards in only the first half, with 126 total yards by the end of the game. The Valiants ran a 65-yard kickoff return that resulted in a touchdown, and another 75-yard return only seconds after the Christians scored their first touchdown. The Valdosta High football team went into action this past Friday night. Chris Spaggiat has more information about the game.
This past Friday night, the Newton Rams came to town to face the Valdosta Wildcats. Newton was expected to be Valdosta's toughest opponent so far on the season. However, the Wildcats got off to a fast start on their first possession of the game with a 33-yard rushing touchdown by Malcolm Joseph. On Newton's first possession, the quarterback Ramiro Johnson scrambles around looking for a receiver until Valdosta's defensive back Trey Barrett picks off the pass and runs it back for about 20 yards. Following the turnover, Malcolm Joseph scores an 8-yard rushing touchdown to make the score 14-0. Ramiro Johnson and Newton struggled all night trying to get their offense rolling. Moments later, Valdosta's starting quarterback Seth Schumann throws about a 19-yard touchdown pass to Nelson Herring, making the score 21-0. By the end of the first quarter, the Wildcats have now built a commanding 24-0 lead. In the second quarter, Valdosta continues their strong play by faking a field goal attempt where Mac Loudermilk throws a long touchdown pass. The score at the half was 31-0 on this homecoming night at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. Coach Rance Gillespie, who earned his 100th win, has a word with his team following the victory.
That kind of got us going. There ain't no question about it. Football's an emotional game. Don't make it take something like that. Let's play with that same emotion regardless of whether they come out and slam a hammer on our paw or don't do that. But I'm glad they did it because it kind of got us going. Y'all played lights out in the first half, okay? We got to play a full football game now. There's some stuff in the second half we've got to clean up.
The Valdosta Wildcats have now improved their record to 4-0 after defeating the Newton Rams 41-14. They will be facing Camden County in Kingsland next Friday night at 8 o'clock. With News Valdosta, I'm Chris Beziel.
Valdosta will be on the road to face a tough Camden County team in Kingsland, Georgia on Friday night at 8 o'clock. Last but not least, the Vikings shot down the Hardaway Hawks in an all-out runaway 63-0 game as they continue striking fear into the competition. Both teams traded paint in the first 4 possessions, but after that it was smooth sailing for the Vikings A-team. The Hawks VIP running back Justin Crawford was suspended, giving the Hawks little wingspan as far as moving the ball was concerned. Hardaway gave the Vikings several 3-and-out runs, causing the two Vikings to rack up 207 yards of offense in the first half. The Vikings once again switched to junior varsity after a 49-0 lead at halftime, who continued to run the ball into a 63-0 victory, giving the homecoming Viking and Queen something to truly be proud of. That's our wrap-up. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Xavier. When we come back, we'll tell you about a woman who scratched her way into a fat bank account.
You've heard the story of the tortoise and the hare, but we'll tell you about one tortoise that made his way into the news.
Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap snacks Sunday. All the healthy children eat well and move a lot. And move a lot. And move a lot. Eat well and move a lot. 60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Skip a rope Saturday, freeze tag Friday, tap dance Thursday. Whole grains Wednesday, try a veggie Tuesday. Let's move Monday, split the sweet Sunday. Eat well and move a lot. Today is Saturday. Yeah. Today is Saturday. All the healthy children, all the healthy children. Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
U.S. Representative Austin Scott is making his way down south. Valdosta State University College Republicans are hosting U.S. Representative Austin Scott tonight at 8 in Student Union Ballroom A. The public is invited to attend the meet and greet with the congressman. He is expected to give a short talk and then mingle with the guests. Representative Scott is serving his second term in the House of Representatives. He represents Georgia's 8th Congressional District, which includes the cities of Warner Robins, Tifton, Thomasville, Moultrie, and portions of Macon and Valdosta.
A Thomasville woman won $400,000 on a scratch-off ticket this weekend. 70-year-old Linda Huckins bought a ticket at Publix grocery store in Thomasville. This is her second time winning a big money ticket from a scratch-off ticket. In 2011, Huckins won $250,000 from an instant win ticket she purchased in Albany. She says she plans to use the money to finish remodeling her home and to make plans for her children.
We have an update on a missing tortoise story we brought you last week, and it has a happy ending. South Georgia is no stranger to turtles crossing the road, but North Georgia is a different story. A 50-pound tortoise escaped from his pen in Carlton, Georgia last week, resulting in a low-speed chase. The tortoise, named Zip, made it about half a mile away from his home before being captured and returned to his owner. The owner has been worried Zip the tortoise would not survive the winter in the wild.
Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Sarah Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Salone. For all of us here at News Valdosta, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.